Testing. Hey Chaotic Overlord. Hey Nobody79. Let me just make sure this is all working. Alright. So, God. Yeah, we'll get to more in a bit. So, I'll just wait a second for like notifications to come in. Let's start like chill. How is everyone in chat at the moment? How are y'all? How are y'all doing? Good, that's good to hear. Hon, what is this weird? I keep seeing the weird like purple crown thing on YouTube. What is that? It's kind of weird. Can I turn it off? Edits. Customization. Details. Nah, I genuinely don't think YouTube allows me to turn it off, huh? Oh well. I suppose I can do that at the end of streams now. I can just doing, not bad, not good, just doing. I respect that. Alright, yeah, let's... This is going to be a bit of an interesting stream, especially for the first, like, 20 minutes, half hour. Honestly, it might not even take that long. This might... Just heads up, this is probably going to be an extremely short stream. Like... really, really short stream. But I felt it was one I could either do in video format, but I felt it'd be better as, what's it called? I felt it would be better as a stream. I feel like it would make more sense as a stream. So, let me set up. I have a presentation for y'all today. Because this is... Have I seen the Batman 8 Anti-Devil trailer? Yeah, if we have time at the end, I might end up just, like, analyzing it or whatever. So is this... Okay. I need to do this. I feel like it's easier if I just get into it. So this is... And I'm not sure if this has just been something that's been going on internally and I need to voice, or if you as the viewer have also been feeling it. But this is just as much transparency as I can give you all as viewers as to what's been going on lately. Oh, I can't be fully transparent and honest, as you'll see as this PowerPoint goes on. But this is genuinely just me being as transparent as possible as to the state of the channel. So this is, as the title of the stream would suggest, I'm not doing this PowerPoint in the normal mode because I want to be able to use my mouse. What is going on with PatheticIvy? Reassurance to you, the viewer, that this channel isn't dying. So, the current state of the PatheticIvy YouTube channel, I'm sure many of you has noticed is a bit of a state out of 2025, as of 2025. These are the 4 videos I've released this year. 4 videos I have released. And don't get me wrong, these are all very good videos, especially this one. But the output has obviously very clearly slowed down. And I think out of all this, out of the 2 things I'm going to discuss on this slide, this is what annoys me the most, because I could have been doing a lot more with this channel. I have a lot of cool ideas for videos. I just have not been doing them. And I suppose this serves in a bit of a way of like an apology, because I try to be open with like the community about what goes on with this channel, and I try and be, I don't know, I try and be like interactive with the community. And I gotta admit, it has sucked as of 2025 to be a PatheticIvy viewer. And then recent streams, and this is something else as well, have been extremely hit or miss the past few weeks. They have ranged from me doing something really dumb, and not like in a funny kind of dumb, just nothing streams like this, which I mean I did have a good time, but it was the past few streams I've been extremely short. I've been completely like lacking any sort of energy during these streams. I feel like there's been a bit of a pickup here, but pretty much in what's it called? This like massive bracket here, things have been dire, I would to say the least, as a PatheticIvy viewer. Speaking of announcements that start with G and Henry associated with channel, do you see they're making a graphic novel retelling of murder drones? No, that sounds awesome. Okay. So this is a major point. This channel recently is a bit of a mess. And there are reasons for that. Where has PatheticIvy been? This is gonna be a bit of a weird slide, because I gotta go through this. And I'm not allowed to say too much for privacy reasons. But once again, trying to be as transparent as possible on this channel. Why have I been so busy? Why have things been like this as of the big 25? Course, like academic life, apparently, this is something that some people don't know because of, like, the British accent. Apparently to audiences overseas, it does not sound it, but I am still a full-time student. It was just exam season. That's for these here. Personal life. This is the one I'm going to talk about the least. Stuff has happened, and it's changed a lot about my life, and I have just not had the energy. It had put me in an extremely depressive state. And I've just not had the motivation to do anything at all. Now, the one thing I really didn't want to have to bring up, but I knew would probably happen eventually. I'm going to tread extremely carefully as to not reopen old wounds, old situations. And I'm not gonna like say anything. This is essentially an if you know kind of situation. If you don't know, you don't really have to worry about it. About a month ago now. No, it's not to do with Snake's Fake Cookies. Hi, Snake's Fake Cookies. About a month or so ago now, a thing happened with someone I publicly associate with quite frequently. And now, don't get me wrong, nothing has changed out of the whole event, but essentially what I'm saying is once upon a time a very vague thing happened. And it was interesting to say the least for like a social point of view. And although with the people involved nothing has changed with my relationships with them, I'll still be publicly associating with these people. the same way I have been as well, like before this. It was very much a straw that broke the camel's back. Y'all know it. I took like a week off of streams. Hello, Fuzzle. It's been a hot minute. Yeah, it's just full transparency. This was like a straw that broke the camel's back, if you know what happened. And I just need, it kind of just all three of these factors kind of came on me at once over the past few weeks. They've been like building up over the course of a year. Some of these factors all just kind of came crashing down over the course of a few weeks, and it has been a situation. Yeah. The point is, because I know I've been extremely vague here, that I'm still like fully motivated with this channel. It's not been a lack of motivation or interest that has slowed the channel down to the situation it is in. That's the main point I'm trying to bring across here. And so this is all like well and good and all that. I can talk about the depressing shit about this. Oh, this is also something I want to bring up. It has been one stream a week for the past months, dude. Like, months. It has been one stream a week, and I do genuinely apologize for that. I do set that as, like, a minimum, but I do try to do more often. That's a big issue with this, because even when the streams have been good, it's been very little content for you guys. But yeah, I am still motivated is the point. Like, this isn't I'm quitting, I'm taking a break or whatever kind of thing. In fact, the plan is the opposite. So what am I actually going to do about it? Starting next week and until the second week of September, because I have a big, like, break in this time, I'm going to try to be a lot more active here. What you as an audience can expect is like 2 or 3 streams a week. Over this period, I want to do like 1 or 2 like really good quality videos. Not like Death Note and Poppy 4 levels of scale, but like expect PatheticIvy video essays to come back, is what I'm saying. And a couple silly ideas. I just have if I get any silly ideas, I'm probably going to post just silly joke stuff, which also brings me on to another point. Although this channel has always been extremely like horror games, maybe just random internet games, I am very aware of my reputation as as someone who's completely insane. Also, Chaotic Overlord, I saw your message. What we're essentially saying is we are so back right now. I completely understand, and I'm not saying this as admitting defeat. I am more than happy to have the reputation of being a complete insanity streamer. I mean, there's no arguing it. Just look at these. There's no arguing it. There's no arguing it. I'm a mental human being. So nothing necessarily about the content itself is going to be changing, except I'm going to try to put a lot more energy into it, a lot more, I don't know how to say effort because it's streams. At the end of the day, it's just me playing video games. But I'm going to try and come up with like funny ideas, stupid stuff to do. And there's just going to be more of it. Have I heard the game Rain World? Yes. So hopefully you as an audience will find it funnier. And, you know, and have a better time than what's been going. I keep going back to this slide. Than what's been going on here. Only gap in this will be 1 week from the 3rd to the 10th of August, because I am literally out the country for personal reasons, and I just can't make content in that time. So that's that. Essentially, yeah, what we are saying is PatheticIvy content, it has slowed down horrifically over the past weeks to a month. We are so back. everyone. Expect silly content again. And then the obvious question after this is, yeah, this is, like, great. I'm glad you're doing this over this set period to try and bring the channel back. What's going to happen after this, like, set period that I have planned out? Content will naturally slow down as I will be busy again, you know, school, whatever, etc. Like, things will naturally slow down. It might go back to, like, one stream a week most weeks, maybe two. I'll try and keep it up to two. But the plan is to hopefully, like, over this there'll be, like, a process of me, like, course correcting and putting this channel, like, back on its feet. So even when is less content, it's still gonna be higher quality and funnier and, like, you know. Go back to, let me see if I can, what's it called? 2 seconds. Let me see if I can get just I should probably have pulled this up. Just go to my channel quickly. Oh my god, Takara POV is streaming. Your videos. Wait. Playlists. How do I check my own channel? View my channel. There we go. Okay, here we go. Fuzzle. I said that I had heard of it, but I've never played it. Okay, is this good? Yeah. Essentially, I want to bring the stupid stuff like this back. Or, like, you know, the higher quality. This was very good. Not necessarily this. We're not bringing Stuart back. But just, like, the stupid, the silly, the fun, playing horror games for the sake of it, doing whatever kind of streams, you know? That's kind of what I want to go back to. This week here is such a golden era for the channel. This 1 or 2 weeks is such a golden era of the channel. And this is the thing I loved so much, and I want to bring this back. Hell, if I get the time and I get, like, the stars align, I'm bringing back, PatheticIvy Radio 2 will happen. So, yeah, essentially what I'm saying is this is just a major course correction phase for the channel. We're so back. We're so back. I think that is how Chaos Overlord explained it the best. We are just so back. And, although, yeah, this could probably have all just been a very quick footnote at the start of streams, I felt like doing this was good to be transparent and get everything out in one big chunk. And so we can kind of move on. So yeah, that's the presentation. I promise this channel is not dying. Does anyone have any questions? It should be fairly straightforward, but, like, any questions to do with this, or also not to do with this? I'll say, it is not your time, or is it still entertaining? Yeah, I still tried to be entertaining, that's the thing. And I'm sure I still did come across, but I personally felt so bad doing those streams because I was kind of doing them out of the one stream a week obligation. Where I'd end up having a good time there, but I was tired. I was, like, actually exhausted throughout the course of those streams. Have you heard of the game Rainworld? This is the third time, Fuzzle. Yeah, I have heard of Rainworld. It's a video game. I watched a friend play it. It's kind of cool. Not really interested in it generally. Hey, Frosty Productions, you did just miss the entire presentation. I would probably recommend you go back to the stream. I'll probably do that now. I'll make a pinned comment. Presentation over. If you're here for the updates, go back to the start of the stream. There we go. So I'm going to take it as no questions. Obviously, as the stream moves on, I'm more than happy to, like, answer questions that people think of. Yeah, this has been 20 minutes. This is not going to be a very long stream. I'm I'm just gonna have a sip of my drink, and then we'll probably move on to the next half of this stream, which I'm very hyped for. So I'm just gonna move over to this. Let me just have a sip of my drink. Oh yeah, I moved where I put my drink. There we go. So yeah, that's kind of that. That's what I wanted to get across, is that the schedule's picking up. I've not played Hungry Llama 2. I am so out of the loop. I'm gonna have to look into this stuff, man. Can you play Security Breach genuinely over my dead body? But that is also something I want to say. Is I know I did a community post a while ago and I got some responses. I do want to keep this channel vaguely horror adjacent as established, but I am running out of horror games to play. I have played so much stuff, all that I'm running out. There's some questions. Yeah, I will do. Was it good? I'll answer questions as it goes on. But you know what? I should actually establish something that I do need to have set publicly on the record. I made a deal with the one and only what's it called? Snakes Bake Cookies, friend of the channel. To do with Garden of Banban 8. So as you'll probably know if you're a viewer of PatheticIvy, Garden of Banban 8 got a teaser recently, and there is a singular voice line that sounds like it's from The Missing Child. And I have made the agreement with Snakes Bake Cookies that if the children, the missing children, end up being mimics, I'll play Secret of the Mimic on stream. That's the deal. There are conditions to this, though. Let me open up the pinned message I have in mine and Snakes Bake Cookies DMs, because there are conditions to this. So, if the child has to actually be some sort of mimic entity, it's not like a what's it called? It's not like a voice recording or a tape player or something like that. If it's actually some sort of different character that what's it called? If it's actually a different character mimicking that's learnt from the missing children and is mimicking them, then that is what qualifies as a mimic. And it has to be a character we haven't seen before. In these games. So that's kind of the established thing. And if we find the child later on in the game, then it doesn't count. It can't be a mimic fake out and then we see the actual child before, after later in that game in Banban 8. If the twist happens later on in the series that the child is actually alive, then fine. You know, that's I still have to play Secret of the Mimic. But what's it called? That is, the agreement is, if there is a mimic mimicking the child in Banban 8, I will play the game, that one game I really don't want to play. Five Nights at Freddy's Secrets of the Mimic. How'd the Banban become Banban 8 rant? Just because I'm just going through this. I should probably open up the other Google Slides I have open for my tier list. Well, it's a good game. I just don't want to play a FNAF game. At all. Ever. God forbid a modern FNAF game. Okay. This is the tier list. Let's see. Is it on stream? Yep. Okay. This is the tier list as it currently stands. A couple games have been removed because they need to be re-ranked. But this is pretty much how I think it's probably changed since the last time you've seen it. There's probably been some placements, but it have been swapped around. I know Finding Frankie went down drastically the other day. I went, wow, Finding Frankie's good and all, but damn did recency bias hit hard. And I moved Finding Frankie down pretty dramatically. This is what we have to rank. This is pretty much every game I've played in 2025. Not every game that's come out in 2025. Not necessarily trying to convince you anything, but do you see what Fiznam thought of Secret of the Mimic? I did, and I feel like, because I had this discussion on a Snake's Fake Cookies stream, funnily enough, with the goated Alex Meme Bender. And this is another point I forgot to bring up in that stream. Is I know that me and Phil had a very... I say Phil like I know him as a person. Fiznom. Me and Fiznom have had very similar histories with modern FNAF. But you guys got to remember, me and Phil... I'm just going to say Phil, it's quicker. Me and Phil are very different people. And what we want out of a FNAF game is very different. And so I'm not taking, oh, well, Phil liked it, as an excuse for me to get back into the franchise. Okay, but yeah, these are the 12 games we have. To rank today. Let's say, what's it called? There are some pretty good games on this tier list today. What do we want to start with is the real question. You know what, I've been dying to talk about this game. We're going to do Silent Hill 3. Because I played this game, like, genuinely start of 2025. Hi, Slash's Show. I played this game at, like, the start of 2025. And I have been dying to talk about it for such a long time. But I never thought it would be a good idea to make it into a video. Maybe there will be a Silent Hill 3 video now that, you know, content's ramping up. This is, I think, the scariest video game I've ever played. Silent Hill 3 is an incredible psychological horror that obviously holds up compared to the rest of the trilogy. I have said this so many times, but like the fact this game is as good as it is a miracle with how development went. Silent Hill 3 is an incredible story of Heather Mason. Spoilers for the Silent Hill games if you guys care. What's it called? You play as Heather Mason, son of Harry Mason in the original Silent Hill. And it is an incredible story that continues like the cult storyline of the first game. It has some of the best horror sequences ever. It is got such good, like, I don't want to say enemy design as in a gameplay sense, because that's my biggest issue with this game. It has got such good, like, enemy appearance design. It has got the environments, the atmosphere are perfect. The tank controls are flawless. Genuinely flawless. Story is just full of great characters. I think his name's like Douglas, the detective guy. It's been such a while since I've played this game now. The detective guy is genuinely one of my favorite Silent Hill characters ever. Vincent is an incredible, like, secondary antagonist. Claudia is just great. It is an incredible... It's just an incredible game, man. But it has some issues. Which... Because I know I said when I first played it, I mentioned it on a couple streams, that this very well could be my favorite game ever made if, like, it keeps up its momentum that I got from first impressions. The issue is that it really doesn't. The opening sequence of this game is probably the best part. I wouldn't say it's, like, the rest of the game is bad, per se. But there's a very significant drop-off after the first section of the game, where you're in the, what's it called, like, shopping mall, and then you go into the subway, and then pretty much that entire chunk is such a significant drop in quality until you actually go to Silent Hill, and then the game is, like, completely peak again. And that has a lot to do with enemy placement. This game is way too enemy spammy. too many enemies just knock you over. I just don't think, when compared to Silent Hill 1 and 2, which had pretty much perfect like enemy placement, it's just so much more of a nuisance compared to the other games. That being said, it is still like incredible. And it does go in S tier, just above the original. I do need to drag everything down. We have at least 2 S tier games on the what's it called, on this tier list today, just so you all know. Alright. What do I want to go for next? What are y'all in chat? Student questions, right? What are the games you plan on streaming ever in the near or far future? I'm gonna continue, what's it called, Batman, obviously. Hold on, I do have a document open. Mainly just a lot of, like... I'm looking into maybe, just to check in with copyrights, listening to the entirety of... the Death Note, the musical soundtrack, and like reacting to it and ranking it, because I feel like I know a lot about Death Note, and I feel like I could actually provide a genuine reaction to it. I am on the hunt for more horror games, so expect horror, like, as normal. There'll probably end up being a lot of like continuations of series that I'm already doing. But it's going to be a lot more like high effort, high energy kind of stuff. Probably Chapter 4, maybe? I've streamed it. Oh, you mean, what's it called? As to talk about this. You know what, I'll do Poppy 4. Let's do this. Hell yeah. God, this is another really good one. Let me have a sip of my drink before I continue. I made a statement. A very simple statement at this as the what's it called? When I made my video on Poppy 4. And it was the title of the video was Poppy Playtime Chapter 4 is a perfect mascot horror game. I still completely stand by my opinions. I think this is definitely the objective best the what's it called? The entire genre has ever seen. And this game is better than 3. I'm sorry, I don't know why you all think what's it called? 3 is better. But I think this is this is incredible. This game is actually so good. It has the atmosphere is great. Just the fact, because here's the thing I despise so much about the original 2 chapters is they are such sanitized video games. They are horror for kids through and through. And that, like, really sucks. This game doubles down on the, like, mature, dark atmosphere that 3 sets up and runs with it. I gotta tread very carefully so that YouTube doesn't flag me here. But the fact that this game has the balls to, like, just have dead bodies just lying around is, and you, in one of the sequences, you have to get up close and personal with a decaying, rotting corpse, is so commendable. The themes are so much darker. Harley Sawyer is an incredible antagonist. I love Harley Sawyer. The sequences are very, very good. Dowie is a great character too. The ending, which, you know, where you learn that Ollie's the prototype, although a little bit predictable, yeah, was very cool. And Huggy coming back in the end was great. The puzzles are great. The horror sequences are awesome. My favorite sequence in the entire game is still... what's it called? When you're given, like, you have, like, an oxygen mask in an area that's very, like, frosty. And you have to, or is it frosty? No. I don't know. It's got, like, a bit of a misty vibe to it. And you've just got to find the pieces of, like, toys and you need to interact with them to like find a code. I vaguely remember it. It's still one of my favorite. Is like my favorite section in the entire series. It's so good. This is top of A tier. This is the best the genre has seen, and I stand by that fact so like strongly. But it does mean we have to do this. Justice for Pianosaurus, you're so right. I did not move them nearly enough. God, I might have to actually learn Tier Maker, because this is getting ridiculous. I might need to create an actual tier list for these instead of just applying images to Google Slides. There we go. This deserves this spot. I feel like we need to go like crashing down. Do you guys want to talk about this game? Oh god, let's talk about this game. Death Motel. Death Motel is such a video game that exists. It is such a video game. Man. I feel like... Hold on, I do need to switch up. I feel like the best way to open up the discussion to do with Death Motel is to just show you the actual crash out on my community posts after the stream. Hold on a minute, where is it? Okay, here we go. This is probably the best way to open this discussion. Okay, so first of all, these are just normal community posts from me. This was directly after Death Motel, the best game I've never played. Everyone, please go watch my Death Motel stream before I have to edit it / it gets taken down. Trust me, the streams are still up. Please go watch the VOD. It's so funny. The game started working immediately after I closed stream, and I am immediately lost and looking up a guide. Will document my thoughts soon. Never mind, the game crashed and won't open again. I'm going to issue a refund. Death Motel is secretly PatheticIvy's Analog Horror Episode 2. Just watched a playthrough of Death Motel. Genuinely one of the most nothing experiences I've seen in a game. I can't believe I spent that entire stream just trying to get that to work. I genuinely don't think I've stopped thinking about Death Motel for the past 4 hours. This was like... I did the stream like early to late evening. No, it was like early to mid-evening. I think I made this, what's it called? This post at like the middle of the night. The copyright details of the Death Motel stream just came in. It's not been taken down. Let's actually go. The only effect was a stream. Can never be applied for monetization. Yeah. Just issued my refund for Death Motel, and in the reason for refund section, I just linked my stream. Death Motel is more of a Chibi Robo game than Chibi Robo Ziplash. And then the final one, which has got to be my favorite transition to anything ever, into me immediately pivoting to talking about Death Note, is this month I have consumed 2 pieces of media that have death as the first word of their title. One was arguably the greatest thing I've seen in my life, the other was arguably the worst thing I've seen in my life, and then an image of my boy Light Yagami from Death Note, and then Death Motel. And then I just go on about Death Note for the next few. Yeah. Death Motel has taken such a crazy toll on me. This game is my Roman Empire. I will never stop thinking about how dogshit a video game can be. It kills. Take everything, even someone who's remotely interested in horror can understand about the pacing of a horror game. Death Motel genuinely shits on all of that. This game's got some of the worst pacing I've seen in a video game. Some of the most nothing jump scares. And I get it, jump scares don't make and break a horror game. But when that is a major part of the second half of the game, or more like the final third of the game, is the jump scares, it's like the serious degree of how bad the jump scares are becomes so noticeable. Let me just... yeah. The art style has such a cool concept for it. This game has such an incredible concept for an art style, but it does nothing with it. Hi, Keolan. This game actually does nothing with it. The story is so, like, completely boring. Just so boring. There is no atmosphere in this game. The most atmosphere you get is a little... like, there's a little sound effect that plays that sounds like someone drinking out of, like, an empty McDonald's, like, milkshake. And it just makes that annoying, like, papery sound. That is the most atmosphere there is in this video game. This game sits so comfortably in F tier. Not only just for its quality. If we're talking just objective quality, I could maybe put it in like an E, maybe just ahead of Hello Neighbor. But for how much of a mental toll this game has taken on me, no, it's not worse than Batman 6. Or yeah, it goes in F tier. I hate this game with a burning passion of 1,000 suns. I've not played Who's at the Door. I would love to show you guys what ends up going on in my Death Motel stream, but I know I'm going to get copyright claimed because of how much, like, copyrighted music I played in the middle of it. Please go watch it after this stream is done. Oh my god, wow. Oh my god, wow, what a video game. Quick question, is Snakes Bake Cookies still here? Because if you are, we'll talk about Amori, just so, like... you know, just so I can get it out of the way. Is Snakes Bake Cookies here? You know what, even if she's not here, I'm talking about Amori. I want to talk about Amori. Amori is a game I need to talk about. We can do Garten of Banban Zero after, I don't see why not. Which ending did you get? I don't know what it's called, but the good one, I'm pretty sure. The one that, like, made me cry, but in, like, a happy way. God, where do I even begin with Amori? Where does one start? I need to calm down. Death Motel got me really, like, agitated. Where does one begin to start? The hospital, yeah. Yeah, I was in the hospital. With Amori. I finished this game this morning. Like, literally, this is the most recent game I've played on this list. I finished it this morning. This Amori is the most I've cried at a video game, like, ever. There are tear stains on my desk from this morning at how hard I bawled my eyes out playing this video game. I love Amori. Amori is I love Amori. It is you guys know me. You guys can see literally not even more than half the games in my... Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of the games in my S tier are psychological horrors. You guys know I'm a big psychological horror guy. And this game is such an effective psychological horror. It has got an incredibly emotional story about... genuinely just, like, my favourite topics a video game can tackle. Loss, grief, like, what's it called? Accepting your own sins and choosing to move on. It is it's got some extremely powerful themes. And this game tackles all of them with such grace, with such rawness. And I love it so much for that. yeah, how do I even put into words how actually goated of a video game Amori is? It has got, I do have to talk about some issues with the game though. This game's pacing can be really, really whack. Probably the biggest issue this game has is its pacing. I understand that for the horror to work, what's it called? I understand for the horror to work, you need to spend more time in the dream world than you do the real world. But there are some times where the game genuinely feels like it drags to a snail's pace and makes things so much longer than it needs to be, just for the sake of like padding out the runtime and making it so that the cuts to the real world sections are more effective, which I understand. But I feel like it would have been a better idea to just fill it with more content. And I don't know, this game can just... That's the problem, is this game can just drag sometimes. It can just drag so hard. For no real reason other than extend the runtime. But that being said, I can look past it for just how emotional this game is. This game is so emotional. It made me so invested in the characters. I gotta tell you guys something. So I started this game, yeah. I got like 2 hours in. I hadn't done a single real world section. And Snakes Bake Cookies checks in on me because they know I was playing Amori. Like, hey, what do you think of Amori so far? I said, oh yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. It's been like a fun, silly time. Because, the game is very fun and silly, except when it becomes dark and depressing. And I said, oh, I think like they asked me, oh, who's your favorite character so far? And I go, probably Mari. And I learned once I learned the twist with Mari, that this person, Snakes Bake Cookies, had the most evil smile on their face when they read that. They genuinely had a, light Yagami, I can't laugh yet, I've gotta hold it in, they're all gonna die moment, in real time when they found out Mari was my favourite character. And Mari still is my favourite character, for the record. Mari is awesome. But yeah, this game is great. And there's a part of me that's tempted to put it in S tier, but just because of the pacing that holds it back so much, I'm probably gonna have to put it just in between DDLC and Poppy Free. Hey, a Fleshballing Fairy, welcome. Yeah, it's gonna go here. I think it can comfortably slot itself here. Because, I mean, it's an incredible game. I do need to make everything smaller and move it up a bit because, good God, right now, this tier list needs... I might genuinely over the weekend, next weekend, just crunch this tier list down. What do you think of the Batman 8 trailer? I'm gonna go into it at the end of the stream. I've said, although the stream just says, what's it called? The channel announcement and then the tier list. I'm gonna go and watch the Bam Bam trailer on stream. Although I've already seen it. Just so people, I can get all my thoughts out on it properly. I'll watch the Batman 8 trailer. Was the game right of Poppy Free, by the way? It's not a game, it's Dreams of an Insomniac. Which is an analog horror series. I love Dreams of an Insomniac a lot. Okay, yeah, this is probably good. Alright, we'll talk about Banban Zero, as many of you have requested. Let's talk about goddamn Garten of Banban Zero. Let me have a drink while I collect my thoughts. I have such interesting feelings about Garten of Banban Zero as a video game. It is absolutely the second best Banban game. Like, from an objective point of view. It's definitely the second best Banban game. It probably... I think I already know where I'm going to put it, I won't lie. I'll just... Can I in good conscience actually put this game above Hello Neighbor 2? I don't know. But this game is absolutely like the second best Banban game. But man, is like a replay boring. I think that's the first thing I want to get out of the way, because my video on Banban Zero has been out for a while now. Y'all know my general thoughts. I will reiterate them. I have not fully replayed this game once since launch. I streamed it once on this channel, and I have not opened it again. Or, well, I've opened it for a bit, gone, man, this is boring, and not again. So not really a really high bar. Yeah, it is definitely... Don't get me wrong. It being the second best Banban game is not a high bar. But, like... Yeah, it's fine. It's a... The thing is, I think if someone played Garten of Banban Zero without the context of any of the rest of the series, I think they could end up genuinely liking this. If they went in with, like, the impressions that it wasn't a horror game, and that they haven't been so indulged in this series for the past 2 years, I can see someone genuinely enjoying this game. It has got some pretty good puzzles, some pretty good sequences. Horror isn't great. I can't really remember if there's any genuine horror. Oh, there is Ramamba. Ramamba is absolutely the scariest design. There is clearly a bit of an attempt at horror here, but there's not a lot of one. The story is, dare I say, interesting. But it does feel like pretty much the... What I feel like happened with this game is the Euphoric Brothers... After Banban 7, they started working on Banban 8. And they realized how ambitious of a project Banban 8 was going to be and how much story threads there were going to be, that they had to end up creating an entire video game just to explain some of the plot threads that are going to be important later. And you know what? But it does make for an interesting story. The characters are, dare I say it, likable in this game. Banban is, like, actually not that annoying. Like... You said necessarily bad? What about, what's it called? Like, it not being a horror game, or... I don't know, what are you talking about? But yeah, this game is genuinely okay-ish. They're making it to explain the story. Yeah, I suppose. It's not necessarily a bad thing. But it can feel like that is all it's made to do. And, you know what? But that is at least something compared to the nothingness that most of this series is. That's at least something. You know what? I do respect that to an extent. I wouldn't call this game good. But I think that having this game as the the springboard that we're going to go into Banban 8 with could genuinely make Banban 8, help it with actually being a good video game. I could genuinely see Banban 8 being a good video game. And a part of that scares me. So yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm putting this as higher up than Hello Neighbor 2. You know, I'm happy with that. Oh, this is going just here. Hold on. Oh, I know what game I'm going to talk about next, and I'm kind of dreading it. This made Syringen's character unironically interesting. Yeah, Syringen. I mean, Syringen was always one of the better characters. So yeah, this is where I'm happily going to place it. Oh, okay. Let's do it. Let's talk about this. This is one of the 2 re-rankings. These 2 here are re-rankings, and we'll go into each reason why they need to be re-ranked as we go into them. Speaking of which, let's go into the Coffin of Andy and Lele. Okay, this game needs to be re-ranked because a major content update. This game's divided into episodes, and episode 3 came out. So I know I really shouldn't talk about this game. I know better than to talk about this game. But you know what? Just this once, I'm gonna like let out all my feelings towards this game. I'm gonna let out all my feelings towards this video game. The Coffin of Andy and Lele is a game that I think, within 5 to 10 years' time, will be held up in the same regard as games like the original Final Fantasy VII, The Last of Us, Red Dead 2, Ocarina of Time, bloody Silent Hill 2, etc., etc., Mario 64, games that are considered the actual height of their genres. The most a genre can genuinely ever, like, fulfill. The Coffin of Andy and Lele is a game that discusses some disgusting, dark, horrifying themes. But these 2 characters are some of the most unlikable people I've ever seen in a video game. But that's what makes it such an incredible story. These characters, you are not... Here's the thing about them. These are 2 terrible people who do what they do. They do, like, horrific things. But the disgusting part of this video game is that they do everything they do for surprisingly human reasons. Things like a desire to be loved and respected by someone, pure human survival, just revenge, just the desire to be loved is, like I said. That's what makes this game so horrifying, is that these are terrible characters. These are horrible, terrible characters. But if you cannot... But there is a shred of humanity in them. A very sliver of humanity, and that's what makes this game so horrifying. Is you can see just a little bit of, like, human nature in these people. Episode 3, Decay, Part 1, to be specific, is a character study on Andrew Graves. And it goes into his psyche, it delves into it, it picks it apart, and just shows you just how disgusting Andrew Graves is. I find no sympathy in Andrew Graves after episode 3. There is no way I can wholeheartedly say I sympathize with this man anymore. I didn't really during episode 1 and 2, but I could see the argument for there being a shred of sympathy within Andrew Graves as a character. But there really isn't. Jesus Christ, is this game good? It is disgusting. It is horrifying. It gets under your skin. It will make you feel dizzy with pure disgust. It will make you want to throw up. But that is just exactly what the game is trying to achieve. And for that, it will always be one of my favorite games ever made. Let me move all of this. Yeah, this is in my top 5 horror games of all time. There we go. And I'll take no further questions. What do you guys want to talk about next? Yeah, viewers, you pick. What do you guys want to see? Pressure? We can do pressure. We'll get the 2 re-ranks out the way. How long's the stream been going on for? About an hour. You know what? That's fine. Funny fish game. I think I will actually go with how fish is made because I don't know. I want to space out the re-rankings, honestly. I know what I'll talk about last, though. I've got that set up. Let's do how fish is made. We can do pressure right after, you know, like Chaos Code Lord. How fish is made is once again. Oh God, how many times have I said incredible psychological horror game in this stream? Genuinely, like, take a shot for each time. For those who don't know, How Fish is Made is a game made by the same people who made Mouthwashing. Another fantastic psychological horror. I think How Fish is Made is so surreal, so like intense. Genuinely, like, it shocks the play. Like, it's so hard to describe the emotion that this game makes you feel. It's so strong atmospherically. It is so, like, powerful. It is just, and it's like general grander ideas to even do with the meaning of life. I genuinely once considered making a video titled How Fish is Made and how it relates to the meaning of life. But I never went with it because I don't think I'm equipped as a, like, with my own skills as a content creator to tackle such a wide theme. Genuinely, yeah. Literally, this game's great. Where do I want to put it, though? I think I'm putting it in the back of A. We've got another A tier game. Hell with it, yeah. This game's great. Wouldn't say it's better than any of these, though, but it definitely deserves a spot in A. Alright, let's do Pressure. Pressure is another game we had to re-rank because I've just played more of it. And yeah, Pressure is extremely cool. Pressure is an extremely cool video game. It's definitely atmospherically better than Doors. I think it's got a better atmosphere. But I think Doors has the better gameplay overall. I don't know. There's not a lot left to be said about Pressure than genuinely that. It is very cool. It's just a very cool video game. And where do I want to put it? It's probably somewhere in B tier. I hope it gets a high ranking, but no pressure. Okay. I don't think I like it more than Doors. I don't like it more. I think, yeah, you know what, I'm going to put it between Finding Frankie and Last Seen Online. But we do need to completely, like, fix up the entirety of B tier. Man, I can't wait for I just saw the 2 A Quiet Place games. Not games, what's it called? Films here. And it just made me go, oh, I cannot wait for Quiet Place for Part 3. The Exit 8 movie will be on the tails? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I am, like, as soon as it, because I don't think it's coming to cinemas in the UK. So as soon as it comes out on streaming or like a DVD or whatever, I am watching that film the moment I can. Found moving the tier list to an actual site, or the videos keep getting smaller. I have said this a couple times. I'm probably gonna have to learn tier maker. Okay, so where do I want to put it in B? Actually, I completely forgot. Oh yeah, between Last Seen Online and Finding Frankie. Oh, Carcass. I just remembered this game. Carcass is so good. I love Carcass. I know it's not so good. I feel bad saying that because it's so like much lower down. But damn, Carcass is a cool video game. Is Amori worse than Poppy 4? I like Poppy 4 a lot. You're going to have to deal with it, Snakes Bake Cookies. I'm sorry. Alright. What do I want to go with next? Can we cast it? Yeah, I just saw Snakes Bake Cookies on the screen. Let's what do I want to talk about? Let's talk about fucking Bushside Rangers. Oh yeah, let's do it. God, Bushside Rangers is a video game. That's like genuinely. Sorry, I'm having a drink. Bushside Rangers is literally the best can be described is it is a horror game that exists. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It is a passable horror game that exists. But it's not that great either. It's like the most passable, like 4 or 5 out of 10, like to ever exist. It's got some neat ideas, but it just doesn't really do anything. You just kind of play it and you go, yeah, that was a video game, and then you just kind of finish it, and you move on. It is obviously very clearly Indigo Park inspired. Bomber C? I don't know. I haven't properly looked yet. It's very clearly Indigo Park inspired. It's fine. That's the thing. It's just fine. There's literally no better way of explaining it. It is just a fine video game. Its pacing can be a little bit weird, can be a little bit hit or miss. It takes inspiration from Shipwreck 64, which Shipwreck 64 does something that I think genuinely needs to be done more across the entire horror genre, is that jump scares should be used to signify the start of a chase and not be just used for a you died situation. If you have roaming enemies that can start chasing you at any time, you should use jump scares to signify that, because it heightens your senses and immediately makes you panic, and then you have to play the game again. It does that, and so I'm very happy it does that. Squeaks did work on this game, and you can absolutely see it. I think, genuinely, if this game, I will be playing Chapter 2 of this game, absolutely, without like a shadow of a doubt. Purely because I think if this game kind of hones in on the good ideas it has and just kind of cleans up like things like the pacing, the atmosphere, whatever. Because the atmosphere is like, that's the thing, the atmosphere is once again just passable. It's okay, it's whatever, it's cool. But it's nothing great. If this game just has a little bit like of a stronger atmosphere, they kind of continue with the direction they want to go in, I can see this being a pretty cool video game. It's just there's such nothing to it. I vaguely remember Local 58. I really need to rewatch Local 58. But I'm pretty sure I liked Local 58 more than I liked this. So that is where I'm happily putting Bushside Rangers. Alright. Yeah, let's go with rental. I really don't like rental that much. I really don't like this game. I've gone back and like watched my VOD. I haven't replayed it, although I probably could. I haven't like replayed it since, but I've gone back and looked at my VOD and looked at like the stuff. I really don't like this game. But I don't hate it. It's got a cool art style, I guess. The art style's pretty cool. It's low poly. I'm a sucker for low poly. But this game, I get it's a game jam game, and I'm not gonna like give it too much of a hard time because it is a game jam game. Yeah, I understand why it is the way it is, but it does just feel like you walk around for a bit. End of the game. There's no real resolution to the build-up that the game... When it feels like you're supposed to have, like, the proper big horror moment, this game just ends. It, like, cuts off. There's, like, a wake-up and it was all a dream moment. And the game just kind of cuts off. And, yeah, I just don't really like this game. Oh, I don't want to put it worse than Ban Zero. But I don't like it more than I like Ban Zero. And I don't even like Ban Zero. I just don't really vibe with this game, like, at all. That's genuinely it. I just don't really care for it. Maybe I went in with too high expectations, because I remember this is the game that came out of me asking on a community post, hey, what do you guys want to see? What games do you want to see me stream? And this was the game that came out of it, and then what's it called? I showed a friend of mine the thumbnail for the stream I was going to do tonight, and it had rental on it. And they were like, oh, you're playing Rental? That's cool. I really like that game. And so I kind of went into with maybe too high of expectations. I wasn't expecting it to be anything great per se, but I was expecting it to be quite fun. And I just didn't really care about it. I'm sorry, you have nothing to apologize for, Keolan. You recommended me a game that you thought I'd like. And you know what? I had a good time streaming it. It was fun streaming it. But the game itself really is not something I care for. And that's about the long and short of it. Is I don't care for this game. Alright, let's just move on. Yeah, Keolan, you do not have to apologize, like, in the slightest. Speaking, these are both from the same stream I did of just random horror games. Platform 8. Oh my god, Platform 8 is cool. It's a cool as hell video game. I need to rank Exit 8 higher. I'm realizing this now. Exit 8 needs to go higher. Where do I put Exit 8? Wow, I like this game a lot. I'm gonna have to put this in B. Yeah, I'm gonna have to... Hold on, I'm gonna have to, like, really move stuff around. God, that's really small. Yeah, B tier is becoming way too cluttered. We need to sort this out. Can I zoom in? Control plus. Oh, that zooms in too much. There we go. That'll do for now. Move this all up. Exit 8 is such a cool video game. Like, genuinely, Exit 8 is such a really cool video game. I'll just talk about it while I'm... It's getting a movie soon, as many people here will know. The Exit 8 is getting a movie. I'm so excited for it. Exit 8 is an incredible psychological horror. Well, it's not incredible. It is an extremely interesting and unique psychological horror. And Platform 8 takes the same general approach of it, but just kind of changes it in a few ways to make it different from it. It's not just Exit 8, but with different anomalies. It's a lot more puzzle-based. It's a lot more, like, you've got to actually solve... It's a lot less just spot the difference, and a lot more you have to find the difference, which is usually a lot more obvious, and then solve the puzzle. And I think it is genuine... God, I have to make all of this smaller again. Yeah, this is going to need to be fixed, man. It's actually getting, like, hilariously small now. This game just goes directly under Exit 8 for me. And the ending is really cool. You know, Exit 8 isn't that scary. It's a funny, unique concept. Past me would beg to differ. I genuinely felt like I was losing my mind playing the Exit 8s. It was genuinely like a schizophrenia simulator. I lost my mind playing that video game. And I screamed like a bitch several times playing the Platform 8. Yeah, that's how I'm pretty happy, like, just putting it. Now, I kind of saved this for I don't really know why I saved this till last. I just thought I would. Okay, but when do you not feel like you're losing your mind? That's fair enough. You know what? Well played. Alone in the Dark is... Wow, so... Let's start with a bit of context. Before Resident Evil, before, like, Silent Hill, there was this game, an N64 game known as Alone in the Dark. And it is pretty much the grandfather of survival horror. Genuinely, it feels like... What's it called? Alone in the Dark was the one that started it. And then everything that's in Alone in the Dark was perfectly divided up and then given to either Silent Hill or Resident Evil. Genuinely, Silent Hill feels like one half of Alone in the Dark, and Resident Evil is the other. Like, Resident Evil took the, like, the big gothic aesthetic, the, like, multiple characters, the general, like, enemy kind of design. Well, not even the enemy design, but, like, the way that the big enemy of the game is treated. The general story. Resident Evil took all of that, and then Silent Hill took a lot of enemy design cues, the, like, more physical, like, oh, that's really physically disturbing kind of stuff, and generally just the feeling of, like, losing your mind in a video game. Which is funny, because we just talked about Platform and Exit 8. But this is also another game where it does feel like you are losing your mind. Full transparency, I played this game as Emily Hartwood, which is the woman on the left. There isn't too much of a difference between the two characters, but I chose Emily Hartwood, and that's the side of the story that I'm like basing this off of, because you really don't need to play both scenarios to... Once you've played one, you've essentially played the game. Was this a remake? Yeah, I really didn't even elaborate on that. This is a remake of that original Alone in the Dark. It is... and it feels so alive. This game feels so... like everything Alone in the Dark originally wanted to be. Just with, like... the, like, modern sensibilities of a 3D, like, over-the-shoulder survival horror. It's so good. It's so good. It is probably... It's probably a B tier. I get. God, do I? I might just put it in A tier just for the sake of not having to do all this again. Alright, now let me look at it. Actually, no, I like it more than Project Playtime. Definitely like it more than how Fish is made. Lethal Company, not the most recent, the FNAF 1. That's where I'm going to put it. Very cool game. Highly recommend you check it out. It's free on PS Plus at the moment. If anyone here has a PS Plus subscription, you can play this game. And yeah, in about the span of an hour, we've gone through every game here we needed to talk about. Now, I am quickly going to hit a be right back screen. I'm just going to have a drink, because I need a new drink because my Pepsi ran out. I'm just going to grab a bottle of water. And we'll talk about the We'll talk about the Ban 8 trailer as promised. I'll see y'all in a sec. I accidentally opened up the radio tab. What the heck? Alright, let's get back to it. Let me just switch over tabs. Here we go. Oh wait, I don't even have YouTube open. Yeah, let's get back to it. Oh, here we go. We got it. Okay, full transparency, I've already seen the trailer. I watched it once, and yeah, like a bit on Ashley's stream, and then that's about it. Yeah. Let me check, the stream looks okay. Yeah, y'all can see it. First of all, the atmosphere looks so much better. Like, the game looks so much... Hold on, yeah, I can put it in 4K. This actually looks like a genuine environment. This looks nice.
I'm glad to see you're okay.
He's alive, big surprise.
At least I know what happened to him wasn't in vain.
Oh, we gotta talk about this. We'll see more of it going on. I can't believe it. Are they getting rid of the drone?
The search
This is cool.
all sorts of crazy things
This is
that
really
happened
cool.
while I was gone. Man,
Once
I
again,
want big
environments,
field already.
atmosphere.
Sounds like something straight out of a dream.
Attention, all beautiful citizens of my facility. A dangerous human has recently
Don't know what's going on
escaped
here. It seems to be
containment.
some sort of puzzle area. Enemy. A spooky attempt at horror here. You know what?
The new reclamation team has been
Yeah, here's the thing I've liked the most is they are genuinely trying to make an attempt to be like a horror atmosphere. To do like a horror atmosphere. This is what my guy looks like. My boy Jonathan. He looks so stupid. Hold on, this is 26th on trending. There's actually...
Now justice will...
This is the best. This reminds me of that, like, Captain Boomerang. Like, gif of him, like, turning around in shock. I need
Now
this as a gif
justice will be
immediately.
served.
I hate that he's alive. I'm so upset. My goat is dead in the corner. Once again, actually kind of okay enemy design. Or like, that's the thing. They're clearly making an attempt to be scary here, and I really appreciate that.
Someone hit you over the head recently?
You guys like heard that's bitty giggle.
Someone hit you over the head recently?
Why are they bringing Bisgiggle back? That really upsets me. That really upsets me. Oh my god.
Mommy, you finally found us!
Garden of Ban 8, baby. Oh god. The fact this game might actually be kind of good scares me. Like, this game looks interesting. Coca can voice more than one character, you know? No, listen. He says, did I get, like, hit over the head or something? That's absolutely bitter giggle. They're bringing him back, and I'm upset. So upset. Let's go away from this frame. Yeah, and it sounds like... Hold on.
Mommy, you finally found us!
We might actually be finding our children in this game. But yeah, that's the general takeaways. Oh yeah, it seems like they're trying to make an attempt at horror. And, you know what? This game might, dare I say it, be an okay, passable, even maybe good video game. I'm probably gonna like it. I liked 7, unironically. I unironically thought 7 was cool. Also, wait, this does confirm that the protagonist is a woman. Hold on.
Mommy,
Yeah.
finally
Yeah, which has been, like, never really confirmed or denied. But yeah, the protagonist is female. So that's cool. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say on it. Video games, man. I will be streaming it. You all know that. Yeah, that's about everything I have to do this stream. I know this is a shorter stream, but y'all know where the channel's going. This is next week. My full the full plan I have for the next few weeks on this channel kind of begins. So next stream probably like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday kind of time, like one of those days. Probably Lego Batman. We'll see. Might do something else. I have some silly ideas. Yeah, I highly recommend if you guys are, if anyone here is remotely invested in this channel and they came here during like the tier list section, I highly recommend you go back quickly and watch the very start, like 20 minutes of this stream, because I gave a whole presentation about the channel and the current state it's in. Would recommend watching that if you are remotely invested in the way this channel kinda is going. Yeah. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you Chaotic Overlord. Thank you Keolin. Thank you Snakes Baked Cookies. Thank you Frosty Productions. Thank you The Flesh Boiling Fairy. Thank you, I think the name was like Nobody79, something like that. Thank you those who watch the stream and don't even chat. Yeah, we are so back. And on that note, I've been PatheticIvy, and I bid you farewell.